Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I am good. My hair is all weird. Okay, there we go. I had a weird flip over
Mine
going.
is flat.
Oh my
It is
goodness.
super humid here.
It's going to be another day that our heat index is over 100.
Oof.
This has been like 2 weeks, and I'm over it. It can stop.
Yeah.
Like we get rain headed at us, and it splits and goes around us. So frustrating.
Crazy.
So frustrating.
Yeah,
Okay.
we've had that actually happen here fairly recently where it's so humid here that it's like there's kind of just like droplets in the air. It's just like wet all the time in the air, but it's not actually raining. So it doesn't really like water the grass and the
Mhm.
plants and everything. It's just this like wet air that feels like almost misty in the air. It's so weird. But the actual rainstorms, like the towns above us, the towns below us, the towns to the sides of us, they keep getting rainstorms and we're not so much getting rain. The one day it downpoured here, washed out our driveway. Like, can it just like lightly rain?
Oh
Just
my
something.
gosh. Yeah. I'll have to
uh,
share with you later a trick for stopping that, but that's
ooh.
that's completely off topic here. So anyway.
All right. Well, for those of you who are tuning in, this is not what we're talking about today, actually. And welcome to the Wellness Wake Up Weekly with Christine and I. Today, we are talking about, well, we're actually going to be doing a fun myth busting episode around manifestation.
Mhm.
It is our 47th episode today. So crazy. So,
Wow.
if you're tuning in, first of all, I would love to hear from you when you hear the word manifestation, what is the first thing that you think of? Like what comes to mind first? And, feel just be totally honest, just pop it in the comments
Mhm.
when you hear manifestation, what is the first thing that comes to mind? Also, like first of all, do you believe in manifestation, the power of it, or do you think it's totally woo woo, or do you kind of fall somewhere in between? I'm just curious on that as well. And when we talk about manifestation, first of all, a lot of people think about things like vision boards and visualization and things like that. And so I'm curious if you personally, and Christine and I can answer this as well, if you've ever made a vision board, if you've ever repeated affirmations, if you've ever visualized a goal or a dream, like something that you really want in your life, have you visualized it or have you pictured yourself accomplishing something that you really want to accomplish? I am just curious. So, Christine and I will introduce ourselves and we will touch a little bit on that from our own personal experience. But those are things that I want you to think about before we dive
Yes.
into the myth busting episode, which I'm super excited about. I love these kind of episodes. They're so fun.
I do too. And part of the reason that I love them is because I was one of those people that like was triggered by the word manifestation.
Yeah, it triggers a lot of people. It's a
Oh,
very
it was crazy. So anyway,
all right.
I am Christine Lunsford. I am in North Central Arkansas, where it is stupid hot, and I'm so over it. Married to my sweetheart. He just had his birthday, and our anniversary comes up very, very, very
Birthday.
soon. Our 10 year.
Awesome.
It's kind of
Happy
crazy how.
anniversary.
Thank you. It's amazing how fast things go and how long it feels like at the same time. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so mama to four Jack Russells, and just had a friend yesterday. If she's watching, Crystal, congratulations on your Jack Russell. You have now entered the world of you are going to want more. Um,
Oh.
just saying.
Congratulations,
And
Crystal.
and the one that she got happens to be related to mine.
Oh my
So
goodness. So cute. You'll have to have puppy play dates.
I know it was so fun. So as far as manifestation, the word manifestation for many years, and even recently, when Karen would talk about it, I would feel this just tight feeling like, seriously, people? Well, as we dug into it and we got our certification, that opened up like, okay, neural pathways, they opened up to what it actually means. And we're going to cover that. But sometimes I think people do put it out as it's just, you know, let's see, pray and hope. I have done multiple vision boards And usually I make them never look at them again. Full disclosure, I will make them, I will think of all the things, and then I never look at them again. Or in the past, they didn't necessarily align with my life.
Mm,
So I would say, I want XYZ, but yet that's not what my husband wants. It's not what fits our family. It's not. So I think that was part of it.
that it kind of felt removed, like that's
Yeah.
somebody else's life over there, and this is my life here, kind of thing.
Yes. And one of the things I'm super excited to do is work through our vision board. What is it? Blueprint? Vision board blueprint.
Yeah, the vision board blueprint.
So
Yeah.
I'm excited. That is on my it's going to be on my calendar to do. So
Yeah, and I love that we can give that to people who are in our communities for free, like,
oh
just as
yeah.
a fun bonus because it's so powerful. I haven't personally gone through it. I have chatted with Karen about it a little bit, and I kinda get the gist of it, and I think I've, like, r not even with, going through it, I kind of have already done something like it, but I haven't put together my own vision board in a long time, which means I'm due for doing one. And the cool thing is that we can do it at any time. We don't have to do it at the beginning of the year. A lot of people do it like for New
Mhm.
Year's, which is great. It's nice to plan ahead for the year. Like, oh, what are some of my goals? What are some of the things I want to experience or do this year? But on the other hand, is we can be planning and dreaming and preparing for things every day, no matter what. It could
Oh,
be Wednesday.
absolutely.
It could be a Wednesday
It could
like
be
today.
Wednesday. Hey,
Yep.
maybe we should start going through the training and then hop on a Zoom together and we do our dream boards together.
Yes, I think that's a great idea. And anybody else who wants to join us can hop on in with
Please,
us.
please join our communities. We'll do it as a big girl day. Okay.
Oh,
Anyway,
fun. Okay. So,
continue your introductions.
well, I am Carrie Marie Vaughn, and I am in upstate New York, right near the Vermont border. And where I'm saying upstate, like nowhere near the city. So many people think New York and they think the city. Nope. Think about mountains and woods and stuff. So anyway,
Maple
I
syrup.
am
Think
married
maple
to my
syrup.
high school sweetheart. We have 3 adult children and we have 3 cats. We also have 5 grandcats and a grand dog. So anyway, we are super busy. Lots of love for the animals in our family. And I am an Unstickify Your Life coach, as well as a certified elite performance coach, manifestation coach, and rich girl coach. So, anyway, lots of things that I love helping people with. I love being able to help people with breakthroughs and to empower them to be able to step into the version of their lives that they want to be living. Because everybody has different goals and dreams, and everybody has different things that they are working toward. And I love to be able to find out what those things are, help people to realize what those things are. Because sometimes we realize all the things we don't want, but we are not realizing what we actually do want. And that actually kind of perfectly leads into the manifestation talk that we're talking about today, because I have done some manifestation work without even quite realizing that that's what I was doing. And
Mhm.
there are things that I have manifested in my life without realizing it, because I have just been so passionate about it. And I have created vision boards, and I usually try to make them fancy, some sparkles and things like that, just so that they're eye catching and they look pretty so that I can have them up in my office and be looking at them all the time. But I also try to incorporate like things that I love, not just things that I want. It's like things that I love to do, people that I want to be with, the people who I want to be able to serve, as well as like seeing myself in those situations. And so I am a little bit of a nerd where I will go on and either use Photoshop or Canva or some other kind of tool where I can literally put myself in the space, whatever it is. So I did this once before. I really, really wanted to speak on the stage of Rank Makers Live. That was a goal of mine. So I literally found a pulpit type thing, or I call it a pulpit because I grew up in church, but it's not called that. When you go to what is it called when you go to a speech, when you go to an event and there's somebody speaking up front? It's not a
Um,
minister, obviously.
oh my gosh.
Anyway,
I
the
know.
thing
It's
that's
podium. It's a podium.
podium, yes. Thank you. Okay,
I
so
knew it was a P.
pulpit, podium, same thing. Anyway, so I found one of those. I put like the Rank Makers Live logo on it, or I guess it wasn't Rank Makers Live. I think it just said Rank Makers on it. And I took a picture of myself and stood myself behind that on the stage, and that was on my vision board. And I put myself in that moment. I thought about it. So I kind of did the vision board as well as like visualization and just feeling the nerves, but feeling the excitement and like hearing the people who are out there. And I didn't really fully prepare ahead of time what I was going to talk about, but I knew that whatever I had to say was going to impact at least some people in that crowd. And it felt so real that, guess what, it happened. I was like, oh, I prepared for this. I manifested this. So it actually did happen. It didn't happen to be Rank Makers Live because as we both know, maybe not those who are watching don't know, the event changed the name and it then became Faith Over Fear Business Summit. But either way, I was on that stage and I'm like, yes, I made that happen. And so I fully 100%, I love the I have always loved the thought and idea of manifestation. I'm like, it's so cool because I've read all kinds of books about prayer and I've read a bunch of Joe Dispenza's books about meditating and things like that, but to be able to put these things into practice using my own belief system, using my own just everything that I have around me, the tools that I have around me, to not only be visualizing the things, but then to take action too. I didn't just have this one visualization about being on that stage and then I sat back and did nothing. No, I put myself in the spaces and talked to the people and all of that. So, anyway, with all that being said, I won't go on and on about me anymore, but let's dive into the myths that there are around manifestation because there are so many myths. I mean, it's something that has been talked about off and on for years and so many people are like, they have that same feeling that you've had, Christine, where like when you hear the word manifestation it's like ew. you know so anyway, let's talk about the first myth. Actually, I'm going to put it on the screen. Hang on
Yeah.
just a
It's
second. I got
wishing for something and then waiting for it to happen. So that is not what manifestation is. You cannot sit on your couch and say, I am manifesting $1 million
Mhm.
and playing video games all day.
Mhm.
You know, that's not how that works. You cannot do absolutely nothing. It's not how it works. You have to
Yeah.
have intention. You have to have clarity. You have to have believe that you can do it. Sometimes
Mhm.
that's the hardest thing. You have to decide. And I think that would be the other way around. First, you have to decide that you can do what you want, believe
Yeah.
that you can do it. And
Yep.
then, and this has stuck with me so many times. Don't wish for something that somebody else has if you're not going to match the habits and their actions.
Yes. Yes.
So,
Yes.
aligned action, like Carrie Marie said, she wanted to be on the stage. She put herself out there. She did all of the things that aligned with what she wanted. Like I said,
Yes.
I wanted things, but they didn't align with what was going on in my life.
Yeah. I love that one. There's a line that I don't know if you've ever read any of Mark Batterson's books. He's a pastor and an incredible author, and he writes all kinds of amazing books. If you've never read any of his books, highly recommended. But there's something that he says quite often that is pray like it depends on God, but act like it depends on you.
I have
And
heard
I
that.
love that because it really takes the action piece into account. Because
Mhm.
yes, we can pray and wish and make vision boards, but if we're not taking action toward that, how do we expect
Oh,
it to
Carrie
happen?
Marie froze. There she goes.
Oh
You
no.
froze. I was like,
Oh
whoa, you were like this.
no.
Gotta love technology. So,
Oh my
yes,
goodness. But yes,
you
you have to be taking that action too. And we can't just pray that it will all just fall in our laps. That's not a thing. So that myth is absolutely busted.
yeah, it's like you cannot visualize better health and make poor choices. And that's something I teach in my class. I'm like, just because it says it's healthy doesn't mean it's good for you.
Right, because we're all individuals and our
All
bodies
individuals.
need different things.
Yes. So that is so important. You can't want stronger relationships with your friends and family and then not invest in those relationships. Like, you
Yeah.
can't have a better relationship if you don't actually talk to somebody.
Exactly, exactly. So for those of you who are watching, I'd love to ask you, is there something that you keep saying that you want? You're maybe writing it down, you're telling people this is what I want, but then your current habits aren't actually supporting that thing that you want. And be honest, and it's okay, but like having this realization is actually going to be super important to help you to decide, okay, well maybe I should want different things then. Like maybe I want things that are not really aligned with who I actually am anyway. I want them
Mhm.
because they seem like, have you ever heard somebody say like, I wish I had $10,000 or I wish I had $1 million. But like if that doesn't mean anything to you and you just say it because everybody else is saying it, you're not going to take action toward that. Or like maybe, I see that in like college age kids. Kids are going to college for things that maybe their parents want for them, but they don't really want. So why are they going to give it their all and give it their best? You know what I mean? So just pay
Mhm.
attention to those things. Are there things that you say you want, but then you're not taking action toward them? It's either you haven't prioritized them yet, or it's something that somebody else kind of wants for you.
Yes.
And we recently had one of our last episodes. It wasn't the very last one. It was like a few episodes ago. We talked about our experience with doing the spark and surrender method. Again, like inside of our women's communities, we have people can dive into that immediately. Start doing the spark and surrender method. There are so many like aha moments where like it talks about aligned action and how first of all we have to get rid of the junk that is not serving us whatsoever and toward our goals, but then how we step into that aligned action.
Yeah, your life can be like a closet. You can't put new clothes in if you don't get rid of the old ones.
Yeah, exactly. There's only so much room.
That's right.
That reminds me, I got to get rid of some clothes.
Actually, that's on my schedule today is to start pulling clothes out of my closet. They're gonna go into my booth over at Vintage Home Market. So if
Ah,
anybody is my size and wants things, they're gonna be in there.
perfect.
Anyway,
All right,
so
myth
myth
number
number
2.
2. Manifestation is all woo-woo and has nothing to do with the brain.
Busted.
Big time, big time.
Busted
Yes.
big time. Yes. And I actually love, love, love this because I love to prove this one wrong.
Mhm,
Because our brain is so cool. Like God made us so amazing that we have this part of our brain called the reticular activating system, or sometimes people say RAS, like RAS, whatever. And
mhm,
this part of our brain is continuously filtering out things and filtering in the things that is basically deemed important or not to us. And so it's basically like when, all right, let's just say we're in a huge crowded room. There is a bunch of people there. And then all of a sudden you hear your name. You turn and you look to see who's calling your name. You hear that because you are tuned in. Your reticular activating system is filtering in your name because it's important to you. There
mhm,
could be a million other names being said in this crowded room and you're not hearing them. But
mhm,
when you hear your own name, you tune in. You're like, "Oh." And so amongst the din of thousands of conversations, you hear your name. And there's so many other things. Like Christine, have you ever had something like this? Because I would love to tell my story about how my reticular activating system has helped me, but go ahead.
yes. Well, and here's the other thing. Have you ever heard people say, um, "What you focus on, you find"?
Mhm.
Okay, that's what this is. That's
Mhm.
not just a saying.
Yeah.
So, I was telling my mom about this, and so I
I
drive
love
her
this.
everywhere. I just think this is so funny. So, mom, if you're watching, I love you. Anyway, she goes, "Huh, that's interesting." I said, it's kind of like when you decide you want a car and you think nobody has one, and then all of a sudden you see them everywhere. Like my husband tells me all the time, I don't know it's you. I don't wave to you because everybody has the car like you. which isn't true, but in his mind it is. So my mom says to me, huh, well, we haven't seen a blue car in a while. All of a sudden, there'll be a blue car and another one and another one and another one. So then she's like, she's been doing this multiple times. Then she went, I think gold car. Nobody has a gold car that fast. There was one coming at us. I started laughing because I'm like, okay, mom is testing her RAS.
Yep.
So it
And
happens.
what's cool is it's not like what we're thinking about magically appears. It's because we're tuned into paying attention to it. Because there
There's
are cars whizzing by us all the time, and we're
all
not
the time.
necessarily paying attention to those vehicles until
Mhm.
something in our RAS tunes into, oh, let's pay attention to the blue cars or to the gold cars. And
Absolutely. It's what is it? Billions of bits of information your brain filters like every minute. It's
mhm,
so what you focus on, you will find. If you
yeah.
are going to focus on that, whatever you're focusing on, you're going to find. Okay, tell us your story.
Okay. Well, real quick, because and I say that I manifested my dream car because we couldn't find it anywhere, but it was in my brain that this is what I wanted, and I got it. I was so excited. But anyway, since then, I have seen multiple of them in my little area. I live out in the middle of nowhere, and I see multiple of the same exact kind of vehicle that I have, not just the make and model, but it's like I have a fully blacked out version of a Toyota 4Runner, and it's specifically a Gen 5, and it's specifically the emblems are blacked out and everything like that, and those are around my area. Like, what are the odds of that? And so anyway, that's crazy to me. But I don't know if you've ever done this before. I've tested this before, and it's so fun to find hearts. Hearts out in nature, hearts when you're like around your house, like hearts that are just being formed from just everyday things. Like there's all of a sudden a heart cloud or a stone or a leaf that looks like a heart. Or if you're in your house, like maybe you have like, pattern somewhere, and all of a sudden you notice a heart in it because you're looking for hearts. And so I just love that. And what's funny is one of the books that Mel Robbins has out, and I don't remember which one it is, but she talks about that, how she actually encouraged her daughter who's going through a really hard time when she went to college. She told her to pay attention to those little things like the hearts or the good things, like just because sometimes you're constantly looking for the bad, and it shows up, more and more bad things show up. So if you constantly are looking for the good or constantly looking for the hearts, constantly looking for the love, oh my goodness, then you're going to constantly notice it. It's so fun. So yeah,
Oh
that
yeah,
myth is definitely busted because, oh my goodness, like we literally, our brain, it's been proven scientifically that our brain has this ability in it. So we
yeah,
don't necessarily make things appear, but when we are clear about what we're working toward and what we want in our life, and we start paying attention to those things, all of a sudden, wow, we start noticing opportunities that come our way or people in our life that maybe have been there kind of on the outskirts all along, but we haven't been paying attention. Oh my goodness. So many
absolutely.
things just come into our life, resources that we need for things or ideas for things that just were always there, but we never paid attention to them. We just dismissed them. We
Absolutely.
had
And I want to make a good point. Um, this works both ways.
mhm,
If you're
100%.
focused on negative and you're focused on how bad your life is and you're focused on all the things you don't want, guess what's going to keep showing up?
Yeah,
What you don't want.
yeah.
And I mean, and
So
that is
sad.
just so true. So
Yeah.
train your attention towards what matters to you.
Mhm.
Not saying that the bad things will never happen, just don't focus on them.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, next myth.
Yep. Yep. Myth number 3. Visualization is just pretending. Hmm. So, I am curious. First of all, that is also busted.
Yeah.
Busted. Have you ever played out an entire conversation in your head before it happened? I mean, I feel like we've all done this, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Like, you're mad at your spouse. Think about that. You're mad at your spouse, and in your head, you have the complete argument in your head. They walk in the door, you're pissed at them, and they have absolutely no idea why because
Because
you
you've
just had the
already
entire conversation all by yourself.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Yep, and literally it's a form of mental rehearsal. You've already gone through it in your head before you actually had that real conversation.
Absolutely. Now, here's again actionable. You change the action. So instead of having the argument with your spouse, shift it.
Mhm. Yep. Shift it to visualizing an awesome conversation.
Yes.
Talking about amazing things. Maybe supporting one another, talking about your goals and dreams. And instead of focusing on the bad, like, oh, this and this and this I'm upset about, but maybe bring attention to the things that you love about one another. How cool is
Mhm.
that? So practice that conversation in your head. Think of how that goes. That'll totally shift your mood. And you
Oh,
know what?
absolutely.
This is like it's literally used across the board. So many people use this tool. Think about sports. People who play in sports, they rehearse playing that or doing the move or doing whatever in their head before they physically do it on the
Yes.
field, on the court, whatever it is. Like they are mentally rehearsing it over and over and over again so that when they actually physically go to do it, their body, their brain, everything just kind of goes along with it. It's so cool.
Building muscle memory
Mhm,
by doing that. Okay, so
mhm.
I'm guessing you used visualization for your speech.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I went over it in my head so many times before I was actually there.
Mhm. Yes. So this is neuroplasticity.
Yeah.
In our group, in our community, we talk about the science that goes along with manifestation. So
Mhm.
you can change the pathways that are in your brain, and your brain will adapt through experience, through repeated practice, through visualization. Think about somebody who, yeah, there's a book, and I don't know who wrote it, and I don't even know the person, but they were in the Holocaust and they were in prison. And you know
Oh,
why they
really?
survived? Because they visualized the positive.
Yeah.
It
I
can't
know
get
what
much
you're
worse
talking about.
than that.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about, and I can't think of the person's name or the name of their book. But yeah, 100%. It's so extremely powerful. And like we can literally practice it right now. Let's practice it. Picture yourself if you're watching or listening to this, picture yourself at the beach.
If you're not
Imagine
driving, close your eyes.
yeah, yes, exactly. If don't close your eyes if you're driving or doing anything that would be dangerous if you close your eyes. But if you close your eyes, it might help you to imagine being at the beach and put yourself there. Like first of all, if you're sitting at the beach, what are you seeing? What are all of the things you see around you? Like kind of, do a head turn. Like what are all of the things that you're seeing? What do you hear? Maybe it's children screaming, maybe it's seagulls squawking, maybe it's the waves rolling up on the sand. What does it feel like? What do you feel? Maybe what do you feel internally? Maybe you feel like rested, but what do you feel like on your skin physically?
Mhm.
Maybe you feel hot, maybe you feel sticky, maybe you feel like sweaty or sandy. Think about that. What are you feeling? Where are you? Are you like in the water? Are you laying on a blanket on the sand? Like, where are you on that beach? Put yourself there in that moment. Who is around you? What are you doing? You could totally feel it, right? Like,
Mhm.
that is mental visualization. You're practicing for going to the beach.
Yep.
I think we're all booking a beach vacation.
Absolutely. You know, they use visualization with kids that get migraines to teach them to raise their body temperature, which reduces their migraine.
It's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah. So the more specific that you get, the more real it feels. And you can do the exact same thing with all of your goals and anything that you're working towards.
Yeah, the
And
same way that you
again,
just visualize yourself being on that beach, think about all the things, get the senses involved. If you can get all of your senses involved in this visualization practice toward a goal you're working on, towards something that you want, achieving something, doing something, being something, oof, it's so
abs-
powerful.
Absolutely. And this is a tool. Again, it does not replace actionable movement.
Mhm. Yep,
So,
exactly. Because when you can feel yourself being there in that moment, all of a sudden it almost like increases your what is the word I'm thinking of? Not ability, but you get motivated to want to take action
yes. And
because
your
you can.
brain doesn't know the difference between a visualization and reality.
Mhm. So the more you practice something in your brain through the visualization, the more that your brain thinks, "Oh, this is real. This is normal." I
Yes.
actually
And it's
just
going to look
talked about
for it.
this in my last podcast episode that I released yesterday. Um, so yeah, pay attention to those things. All right, next myth, because we're already kind of out of time, but that's all right. We're
I
gonna
know.
go through the next couple pretty quick. All right, manifestation means you have to be positive all the time. All right, first of all, that is definitely busted because
Absolutely.
you're human and that's just not a thing that's really
It's just
possible.
not a thing. No,
Mhm,
you are gonna get frustrated. You are gonna have bad days or moments. You are gonna have doubt in yourself. You are gonna feel scared. If it as they say sometimes, if you're not scared, your dream isn't big enough.
mhm.
You're gonna get angry. You're gonna feel disappointed, and that's okay. Just
Yeah,
don't stay there.
right. Right. Instead have awareness. Like awareness is key always. Like we talk about awareness, I feel like every episode.
Every episode, every episode. So here's the thing. You go, "Okay, I've had a negative thought." And it says in the Bible, "Take every thought captive." Well, what does that mean? Okay, you see it, you notice it, go, "Okay, I'm feeling angry. What's next? What's possible?"
Mhm.
Yeah. One negative thought is not a problem. It's constantly repeating it to yourself because you are then setting your brain to go look for the reasons why nothing ever works for you, why you never have enough money, why you're terrible at this. Think back to RAS. You keep thinking those things, your brain is going to look for proof.
Mhm. Yep. Let's give them the like the little tool that they can use to help with that.
Yes.
The catch question reframe.
Yes. And that is big, 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 big. So you catch the thought, stop yourself, pause. Okay, why am I be curious. So ask the question, just be curious. Why am I feeling this way? Is it because I haven't had enough sleep? Is it whatever it is? Then take that and reframe it. And we're not saying to I don't like the fake it until you make it. Think what
Mhm.
else is possible. Is what you're
Right.
thinking actually true? Is it does it support what I want? If it doesn't, that's okay. What else is possible?
Right, and is it believable? Because that's the thing is we can't shift our thoughts entirely different, like, completely opposite that's not even believable. So, like, for instance, like, if you usually would say, "I'm broke," you can't just switch to saying, like, "I'm a millionaire," because you wouldn't believe it, because it's not it's so out of the norm.
Right. Yes.
So
And
instead, like, try something that's believable.
exactly. Your brain has to believe it.
Mhm. Yep.
Didn't
So
you talk about didn't you have another one of your episodes for, um, language?
oh,
Didn't
yes,
you have a
my
podcast?
one of my recent Holistic Mama Speaks podcast episodes was talking about that, about how the language that we are repeating consistently, how it can influence our thoughts and our behavior. So we can choose to continue thinking negative thoughts all the time, or we can choose to shift that language. And again, it can just shift a little bit. It doesn't have to be completely the opposite. So instead of saying like, "Oh, I'll never figure this out," or "I'll never get it," whatever, maybe just try it a little bit. "I haven't figured this out yet. What's something that I can do next?" It
Mhm.
literally that small little shift of like, okay, so maybe you haven't figured it out yet, but yet is the important word. Not
I
I'll
like that
never figure
word,
out,
yes.
haven't figured out yet. And you can do that with anything. So maybe it's going back to the like, "I'm always broke." You could say, "I've been broke in the past, but I'm working to get out of that pattern." Literally, it's not that much of a change, but it's It's that little, it gives yourself, your mind, in your behaviors, that little bit of hope and that little bit of a shift. Instead of consistently saying negative things, you're giving yourself consistent hope. So just that little shift makes a huge difference.
Yes.
And we won't go on and on about that too long. We'll probably talk more about these types of things in a little bit more depth in the future. But for time purposes, we'll get on to the last myth that we're busting. Number 5,
Yes. Manifestation is
manifestation.
about getting stuff. And that is not true.
Yes,
Now,
yes,
if you
exactly.
want stuff,
Busted.
that's yeah, we're not saying you can't want stuff, but
Right,
manifestation is not simply about getting stuff.
right.
So, manifestation usually, especially on social media, oh my gosh, drives me crazy. It's always tied to money, houses, cars, vacations, business success. So,
Mhm,
if those are not things that actually land for you, it's going to be a turnoff.
mhm,
So when we're talking about manifesting, how about peace in your life, better health habits? Figuring out what to put down so that you feel like you have more time. Because here's the thing, we all only have 24 hours a day.
mhm,
You can't get more time, but you can shift how your time is being utilized.
mhm,
Do you want to manifest stronger relationships? When I was doing my leadership, kingdom leadership training, that was one of the things that we did, which I just thought of that. I think I want to do that in my group. And asking people, and I think I did it to you. Okay,
mhm,
where is our friendship on a scale of 1 to 10? If it's not a 10, what can we do to make it a 10?
mhm.
So you can manifest that kind of thing. You can
Yeah,
manifest, okay, manifesting confidence is more about choosing to step out of your comfort zone. And it's not the word I want, but anyway.
yeah,
Um,
yep, yeah.
yeah.
Manifest purpose,
Yes.
manifest experiences. And I love that because it's, oh my goodness, life is all about the experiences. So why
Yeah,
not manifest the ones that you want?
absolutely. I've heard a lot of people that talk about instead of giving their kids stuff for birthdays or Christmas, they create an experience. They create that connection. Well, you can manifest that. You can manifest freedom. And freedom is what it feels to you,
Yeah,
not my version of freedom.
right. Everybody's version of freedom is different. What it
Yes.
means to them is different. Mhm.
Yes. And we teach all of these things in our women's communities. And I absolutely love having a community of women that literally will ask, okay, so what do you want? Okay, how do we get there?
Yep. Yep. Excuse me. Yeah, instead of
Bless
like
you.
asking people like what do you want? Like the physical things, like what kind of life do you want? What
Hmm.
kind of life do you want to be living? Who are you becoming as you're creating this life that you want?
Yes, because
It's
you
so
will shift. And we're not telling you not to be you, but as you grow or don't grow, you are changing.
yeah. I mean, and we can even you like an example of that is think about you as a teenager or think about you in your 20s. You are a completely different person. You were a different person then because you were at a different place in your life. And we're
Mhm.
constantly always ever changing based on who we're becoming, how we're treating ourselves, the things that we are doing, and also things that are happening around us. And
Yeah.
so it's this in our communities, it's all about basically taking back our own power so that we can be creating the type of life we want to be living because this is our one and only life.
Yes, you
Why
are
not
going to
live it
change.
the way we want to live it? If you're like middle age, like Christine and I, and you're not happy with different areas of your life, what are you waiting for? Do something about it. And sorry, I'm going to go all
I
off on
know.
this, but I don't want to. I
So
know we're already past time, but this is my passion. I love helping women to realize what they really truly want and then help them to start living it. Get unstuck and start living the life you want to live. Okay.
Yes,
All right, I'll stop.
yes.
I could just
So,
preach on this.
just preach, just preach. So if you were already the woman that you want to be, what would she do differently?
Mhm.
And I don't think I said that very powerfully, but choosing you're going to change. I'm just telling you right now, life is going to
Mhm.
change. Why
Yeah.
not pick which way you're going? Kind of like if you're going to take a trip, do you want to take the road that is full of potholes or do you want to take the road that is smooth and new? Guess
Mhm.
what? You get to choose. Same thing.
Mhm.
It's your life. You can choose the one with the potholes and you can choose to take the rough road. You can choose to take the back road. And if you love it, by all means, go do it. But if that's not what you want, get off the road.
Mhm.
Anyway, okay. Obviously, we can both preach. So, yes, been there, done that. Just so you know, and we're doing this every single day. I
Yeah.
still struggle with it. Friday, I had to take a complete shutdown day because I was ready to strangle anybody. And I'm telling you, anybody who is in perimenopause, um, angry baby bear, whoo, I'm telling you, I have never been that angry. And I get to choose how I handle it, and I'm not staying there.
Mhm.
I acknowledge it. I gave myself grace. I came home, I rested and said, okay, I am setting a deadline. I can deal with this and I can be this angry until this point. When I wake up tomorrow morning, this gets to be gone.
Mhm.
And that's what I did.
Yep.
And
Release
yes,
it.
it's that
Woo.
simple, by the way, with
It
the
is.
right tools. So,
Yeah. Yeah. And I love that we can teach these tools to people. And
yeah,
it's so amazing because to empower people to be able to step out of those feelings that they don't want to be in, let them go, release them,
yes,
and then take back the power. Yeah, it's amazing.
yes. And here is a positive manifestation does need support.
Uh-huh.
So, my rough day on Friday would have been extraordinarily harder if I wasn't surrounded by women that uplift, acknowledge, and don't let me stay there. Carrie Marie. I think you were the first person that I sent a message to because I was just over the top. Holy cow. Somebody locked me in a padded room. I'm going to hurt somebody. Okay, not literally. Please don't take that as a literal. I would not have hurt somebody. But
And
anyway.
one of the things I encourage you to do is just scream.
Yes, yes, and that is true, and, unfortunately, I was at work and I couldn't stand there and scream, but
But
releasing that
sometimes we need to release it. We can't keep it bottled up. We have to release it, get rid of it.
yes, my release was tears for, like, 4 hours, it was just dumb. So, here's the thing, it's it's harder to change your thinking, your habits, your expectations, your identity when you are surrounded by a bunch of people that don't want you to grow, and
Mhm,
just so you know, it's never about you.
mhm,
It is about them fearing that you will outgrow them, and you
mhm.
might.
You might. And you might lose some people along the way, and it's okay.
It is
It's
okay.
hard to take in the moment or hard to even think about, but sometimes people are in our lives just for a season, and if they're not good for our own well-being and our goals,
Mhm.
and you know what? Sometimes it's people that we do truly love. Maybe they're related to us, or maybe they've been in our lives our entire life, and it's hard to let that relationship go. Not saying that you never have to see them again, but you're just letting go of that hold that they have over you and
Mm.
deciding, I'm going to live the life I want to live no matter what. I'm going to step into my new powerful self and not
Right.
let the opinions of these other people get to me. Like they can tell me all they want. Okay, thank you for your opinion, but I'm not going to take that advice.
Mhm.
But for you to be able to be strong enough to do that, and sometimes, depending on how long you've been around certain people or in certain environments, it takes practice to step into that new you.
Absolutely. And that is where surrounding yourself with a community of women that are going to coach you through things, that are going to encourage your personal growth. They're going to hold you accountable with love. And that
Mhm,
is a big, 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 big piece.
mhm.
It's not going to be condescending and mean. They're going to encourage you. Um, the manifestation tools between Carrie Marie and I and the community of the rest of the chapter presidents, we have got a very powerful group. And so far, it's a pretty small group. It is,
Yes.
it's growing very quickly, but man, we got some amazing, amazing women in there.
Yeah. Yeah, and we already talked a little bit about, well, I think did we talk? Yes, we did talk about the Spark and Surrender method and the
Yeah.
vision board blueprint and things like that that are literally just like, here you go. You can do that if you are ready to step into that. You have these tools, which is
Yeah.
amazing.
And this is women supporting you for your goals, not mine.
Mhm.
Like a lot of times, I mean, I've been in network marketing and I know you have too. And some of the leaders are great, but a lot of times those leaders are trying to push their agenda on their teammates because it fits what they want. And that's not what this is. I want to
Right.
make
This
that
is
very
completely
clear.
different. This is a
Yeah.
group of women who want to see people succeed for their own goals. Nobody is in it for themselves. Like this is it's all about like, hey, how can we grow on our own as well as like support one another? It's hard to describe, but it's like you're
All
just
ships
surrounded.
rise together. It's
Yes.
not how it goes, but you know,
Yeah.
everybody, a rising tide raises all ships or something like that. Anyway,
Whatever that is. All right, so
whatever
we're
that saying
way
is.
over time today, and we have obviously busted a lot of myths around manifestation. And I am curious for those of you who are watching, for those of you who tuned in and paid attention to each of those 5 myths that we busted, has your thoughts around manifestation changed at all?
Mhm.
And I'm curious as to which of those myths that we talked about today did you believe before this? The ones that we busted, did you believe any of those things prior? And that's totally normal because it's very common that people believe those things. So, anyway, so that we're not taking you on more tangents, obviously, Christine and I would love to have you in our women's communities because we want to be able to see you grow. We want to support you. So reach out and we'll get you tuned in. I'm actually leading a training for mine today around rich girl money. I'm so excited because it's so powerful.
Mhm.
These habits are so incredibly powerful because it literally changes the entire trajectory of our lives.
Yeah.
um, and next week, if you stay tuned, so of course, if you didn't know, the Wellness Wake Up Weekly, we are live every Wednesday morning at 9
Mhm.
a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central. We come to you with a different topic each time. Some of the topics are things that Christine and I are super passionate about talking about. Some of them are things that we got ideas from you all. And one of the things that we're talking about next week is really quite cool. It's about smartwatches. We'll be talking
Mhm.
about the pros and the cons and how Christine and I use ours.
And I don't have one, and
We
that's
don't
what
have
started
none
this
now.
is mine died, and that's what started this whole deep dive. So we go down the rabbit hole not only for us, but we bring it to you. And tune in. I would love if anybody has a strong pro or con on their smartwatches. You can put it in the comments or send one of us a direct message because
Mhm.
I would love to share that next week.
Yes,
And,
yes,
and
absolutely. I would love to talk on that and definitely tune in because we want to be sure to talk about the things that are important to you. So tune in and interact and then that way you can let us know if you have something specific that you want to talk about your smartwatches. And we're not going to just mention watches. It's kind of like wearables because we'll mention the rings and stuff too, some of the other
Mhm.
things that are out there with that technology, the pros and the cons and all of the things that it tracks and everything like that. Um,
Yeah.
we are nerds when it comes to researching.
I would
So,
definitely love to hear the pros.
yeah.
People that are enthusiastic about it. Anyway, okay. We'll
Yes.
talk
All
about
right.
that next week. You guys have a great day, and thank you for staying tuned with us. I think a lot of people need to start watching us on YouTube so you can watch us in fast mode, although we talk pretty fast. So, anyway, have a
Yes.
great day.